Welcome back, guys. Hope you're doing well. With his own show and the Justice League on its way, the already popular Flash is seeing a resurgence in popularity. While his comics are generally really cool, they're not without their ridiculous moments. I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Nerd, and here are the top 10 dumbest Flash moments. Number 10. Castro and Pals. In a time of tension between the United States and Cuba, DC decided to have Fidel Castro throw Wally West a party for his 21st birthday, after working together with Cuba to fight off an alien invasion. It was just so weird to see some of our favorite heroes partying it up with the Cuban dictator, and it was pretty clear that it was all created to make a point. Now, to DC's credit, it wasn't an anti-Cuba propaganda comic. They even portrayed Castro pretty well, with him coming off as quite dignified. But it was just such a silly idea that seemed so forced and frankly dumb. Number 9. Deathstroke fights. This is hard to include because I love both Deathstroke and the Flash, but their fights can be pretty frustrating as a reader. Because even though Deathstroke is a genius villain, the writers always end up making his plans depend on the Flash being unable to put two and two together, and usually also require him to be way clumsier than he logically should be. For instance, in one fight, Deathstroke orchestrates a series of explosions in order to manipulate the path of the Flash to cause him to come impaled on a sword. And if that was a normal guy avoiding explosions, I would totally get it. But the Flash is supposed to have insane reflexes. In the moment it took him to get stabbed, he could have pulled down Deathstroke's pants, kicked him in the nuts, and run away. Again, I get that it's hard to write fights with Flash, but I hate that he always ends up looking like a dummy. Number 8. Flash is a bad boyfriend. In the early Barry Allen comics, it was something of a running gag that Barry was always late. Running gag. The Flash, this is gold. Eventually, after Allen was late once again from stopping Mirror Master, his girlfriend Iris broke up with him. So he went, I guess I'll gaslight her until she takes me back. Using Mirror Master's gadgets, he causes Iris to see his face in every reflective surface she sees, so she takes him back, thinking she subconsciously wants him back. Unfortunately for him, he slips on a mirror before their makeup date, causing him to be late for the date and get dumped again. And let's be real, he kinda deserved it. That's a pretty lame thing to do to your girlfriend. Or ex-girlfriend. Number 7. Barry Allen's evil twin. In a story that sounds like it comes out of Days of Our Lives, it was revealed that Barry Allen actually had a twin from whom he was separated at birth and who was raised by criminals. His twin went on to start a dynasty of successors who used power-stealing gems to kill descendants of various Flashes throughout time. The whole evil twin thing was just, way too cliche for me. It wasn't really that relevant other than giving a weak explanation for Reverse Flash. Number 6. Rainbow Raider. Rainbow Raider is pretty infamous amongst fans of the Flash for being straight up ridiculous. Roy G. Bigelow, a takeoff on the acronym for the colors of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, had a pretty dumb origin story which is eclipsed only by the silliness of his powers. He was born colorblind, and his optometrist father made him a pair of goggles that didn't cure his colorblindness. What they did do, however, is allow him to manipulate light in a bunch of insane ways. While his powers vary depending on the iteration, he's shown the ability to create solid objects out of light, like a flying rainbow, turn people invisible, and even manipulate people's emotions. And what did he do with these powers? Well, petty theft, of course. My question is, why could his father create goggles that have these magical abilities, but he couldn't make them let him see colors? Also, how would a colorblind dude know how to use colors if he can't see them? Ugh. Number 5. Jay Garrick's origin story. Hoo boy, this one's a doozy. Jay Garrick, the original Flash, was a chemist who specialized in gases emitted from hard water. One night he busts out a cigarette while he's working because the 40s, and he knocks over some chemicals. The gases released cause him to lose consciousness, and he wakes up with superpowers. Here's the thing. He's working with gases that come from hard water, which is basically a scientific way of saying steam. You know where else you encounter steam from hard water? The shower, every morning. I don't know about you, but I haven't noticed any superpowers lately. Plus, I know it's 1940 and smoking was everywhere, but maybe step outside the chemistry lab if you need a smoke. And if you insist on staying in the lab, maybe don't lean right where you keep all your chemicals. Whew. Number 4. Mopey. In a failed attempt to retcon Barry Allen's power origin, the alien Mopey was introduced, claiming that it was him who had caused the chemicals to give Allen his super speed. But now, since Barry didn't own the chemicals, he had to pay for them himself, according to alien law. No, Charlie, not bird law. alien law. Alan had 24 hours to earn enough money to pay the alien back, which he did end up doing, so nothing happened to him. It seems that the writers realized that this whole thing was stupid because a later issue mentioned the hallucinogenic chemical compound monoglycetic peptide enzyme, or mopey for short. So basically they said, yeah, we messed up, let's just pretend he hallucinated it all. But then where did all the money go? Number 3. Wally West outran death. A common complaint about most heroes is that they just seem too powerful to die. In Wally West's case, the writers took this trope even further, having him literally outrun his own death. In case you're not aware, the Black Flash is an incarnation of death itself that comes for those gifted with super speed. But when Black Flash came for Wally, he and his allies fought against it, with Wally eventually racing Black Flash to the end of time and space. Here, death had no meaning and Black Flash disappeared, allowing Wally to survive. I just think it's super dumb that a character can literally outrun death. It just takes away so much tension. Number 2. Fat Flash. In Flash number 115, the fastest man alive became the fattest man alive. In this issue, Barry Allen is shot by Gorilla Grodd using the body of William Dawson with a gun that causes him to absorb the moisture in the air, causing him to swell up. He's later hit with a memory ray, causing him to forget who he was, and he ends up being exploited in a freak show where people paid to gawk at a 1,000-pound blunder. After walking through the Hall of Mirrors, Barry remembers who he is, and he goes into the dehydration room to return to normal size. Then he goes and beats up William Dawson, because he made them all fat and stuff. Obviously this is unrealistic, but that isn't the dumb bit since you have to suspend disbelief with these things. But the whole story is just strange and doesn't really follow itself logically, with the amnesia effects and the hydration effects being taken care of super easily. There was just too much that happened that was way too convenient, so just dumb. Number 1. Puppet Flash. There's just so much stupid in this story that I don't even know where to start. In the Flash number 133, Barry Allen goes up against Abracadabra, the magical puppet master. After watching a show in which a puppet Flash was humiliated by the villainous Captain Cream Puff, Allen tries even harder to clean up the streets to get his cred back. Unfortunately, after running past an enchanted poster, he's turned into a puppet version of himself. He's taken by Abracadabra and forced to participate in the puppet shows, being moved around by strings. Eventually, he manages to break the strings and stumble towards a magician who, for some reason, is unable to outrun a clumsy, stumbling puppet and knocks the puppet master out. Then Barry takes the wand and turns himself back. Okay, first of all, I feel like the Flash should always be trying his best to clean up the streets. He shouldn't need a stupid puppet show to inspire him. Second, why didn't Abracadabra just hit the puppet with a broom or cast a spell on him rather than just going, "Ah!" Finally, the Flash reversed the spell by turning the wand backwards. He literally didn't know how to use the wand, but he went, well, he pointed it forwards to turn me into a puppet, so if I turn it backwards, hey, I'm better. So much dumb. That's it for today, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below. Have you ever gotten superpowers from the shower? Let me know in the comments down below. Although maybe you shouldn't, because you never know who might be a supervillain. In the meantime, I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFurgy with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.